Massive game of football. It's live on talkSPORT. It kicks off at noon. Chelsea v Arsenal. That's where we're going next. You can have your say on it. 03717223344. There's a big old gap between the two at the moment. Your mob, of course, Arsenal, they're top. Only lost one so far this season. Chelsea are six. They've lost three. There's 10 points between the two. Are you surprised the gulf? A, the gulf is so big, and B, the swing is this way. Arsenal over Chelsea rather than the other way around?
The way Arsenal have started this season, no. I mean, this fixture, Arsenal have won 4 out of the last 5 in this fixture, so it's they've done well. I think there's been a bit of indifference in Chelsea. We look at the Thomas Tuchel situation, him leaving the club, Graham Potter coming in, trying to change things. So there is a bit of a transition period going on at Chelsea. I mean, they've still got top players, but there's a transition period where Mikel Arteta with this Arsenal team kind of knew what he needed, what he wanted. He identified the likes of Zinchenko, Gabriel Jesus that would make a real impact. Of course, William Saliba coming back from Marseille on loan. He's been a real stalwart in that back line. So you'd have to say that Arsenal in a really good place. Am I surprised Arsenal currently sit where they are and how dominant they've been at the start of the season? I am. If I could, I wouldn't have sat here and said after 12 games Arsenal would be above Manchester City. Are
you confident going into it? Because you should be. I mean, the form suggests everything you've just said points towards an Arsenal victory. I know it's at the Bridge, but still.
Well, Arsenal went there 1-4-2 last season. I am confident, and you look at it and think, right, Arsenal can go there, they can cause Chelsea problems. But the thing about Chelsea, and you've seen it before, they can get results. When their backs are against the wall, that football club over the years has got results in some of the biggest games out there, i.e. Champions League finals, where you're thinking, everyone thought Manchester City will win this. Chelsea go and get the job done. They won the Club World Cup last season. They seem to just get it done when they need to. But Arsenal should be going there full of confidence off the back of a 1-0 win yesterday. Weren't the greatest of performance. He made a lot of changes, but they got the result. They're in good form, Arsenal. They're consistent. They're solid. They know exactly what they're doing. Some of the players in the Arsenal team are playing at the absolute top of their game. The likes of, I've said it, Thomas Partey. Wow. He is the key to Arsenal's midfield right now. He's playing well. Odegaard's playing well. Ben White at right back, all of a sudden, that's his position. Even though he's a centre-half by trade, he's made that his own. So if you're an Arsenal fan, as I am, you've got to be confident going into this game at the Bridge.
If you win this, if results go the way of you and against Chelsea, and Fulham win, Brighton win, etc., Chelsea could drop out of the top 6, even top 7 as well. We talked about whether or not there's question marks over Graham Potter, and you suggested that's the reason why he went quite strong midweek in the Champions League. How important do you think this result is for him, not in his future, but to still breed the confidence within the club and also the fan base as well?
Well, yeah, I think when you're a manager of a club like Chelsea, a top club, there's always pressure. The moment you lose one game, I mean, as you said, it was only one game against Brighton, but it was the manner of the defeat. And then some people have come out and said this was coming. He's got lucky with some of the results that he's got. But I think for him going forward, it's a massive test. This test is probably the biggest they've had. I know they had the result against Manchester United where it finished 1-0. But I think for Graham Potter, this is a big test for him. A really, really big test where he's top of the table. Teams come into the Bridge. They're playing really well. They've got an identity. They're a lot more resilient than they were last season. And it will tell him a lot about his players. Now, if you're a Chelsea fan, you look at who you're missing. Kante, not there. Reece James,
massive,
not there.
It's massive again.
Ben Chilwell, massive.
Yeah, huge.
These are players that...
Goalkeeper as well for Chelsea.
Goalkeeper, Kepa's been brilliant. Yeah. He could be out as well. They've got problems at the back, so Arsenal will smell blood and think they can go there and get a result. But you can never really write off Chelsea. They're a good side, good squad.
Have a listen to this, Benny. Chelsea, of course, they take on Arsenal this Sunday. It's live and exclusive on talkSPORT from noon. Last night on the Sports Bar, Jamie O'Hara said that only one Chelsea player would get into Arsenal's team. Have a listen.
For me, Thiago Silva is the only player that gets in the side. Gabriel, I'd take out. Saliba, for me, has been absolutely fantastic. You know, you can't say Havertz, because Jesus, for me, is way better. Mason Mount, Martinelli, at this moment in time, I'll take Martinelli.
Okay.
Saka over Conor Gallagher. You know,
and over Sterling.
I can't see Odegaard. Who gets in? Odegaard for me is fantastic. But this is the thing. Like, everyone's talking about Chelsea, who spent a lot of money, 275 million, should be challenging for the title. I look at Arsenal's team and it's a better side.
What do you make of that? Only one player.
If you talk about right now, if we talk about right now and as it stands, I would probably, and you don't hear me say this often, probably agree with Jamie. I think probably...
What?
I know. Probably Thiago Silva.
What about the PK conversation? Do you agree with that?
No, I do not.
Okay,
That's the worst take I've ever heard, ever, by the way. But we'll address that at a later date. Thiago Silva's probably the one you'd question, just because, listen, I like Gabriel, but there are times this season where he's looked a bit shaky, maybe made 1 or 2 mistakes, giving the ball away in crucial areas where at times we haven't been punished. So that's probably one. Thiago Silva's is Rolls Royce. So that's maybe the one area. But other than that, no, I wouldn't swap any of them.
Okay. I want to take calls on all the above. Chelsea against Arsenal. It's live on talkSPORT on Sunday at noon and only on talkSPORT as well. Benny, what would the score be?
3-1 Arsenal.
Wow. Oh, my goodness. Do you really think it'll be that one way, do you?
3-1, yeah.
Okay. Chelsea fans, by the way, Chelsea fans, how big is this for your club going forward? And also for Graham Potter as well. I still can't believe there's question marks this early on. Well, they've lost one game. I know in the manner in which they lost it, but still.
Do you know what it is? The only thing with Graham Potter, quickly before we break, is just simply where he's coming from. If he was if he'd been at a Champions League club and had success up there, and he was coming to a Chelsea, there'd be no question marks. But because the step up from Brighton to Chelsea is massive, people, it's almost like, well, can he make that jump? That's why there's question marks around him.
talkSPORT Drive with Andy Goldstein. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.